I bought a Heritage H-150 in Dirty Lemon Burst. This is my first Heritage guitar that I have ever owned. Never played one. I've been looking at them for a little while now. Since I love Les Pauls and have quite a few Gibsons and Epiphones, I decided to pick one of these up. Oh man, look at that top. Man, this is an awesome flame top. Man, it gets even better from the side view. We got the Switchcraft toggle switch, cream binding all around, and the Heritage H-150s, these do come with the Seymour Duncan 59 PAF humbuckers. So looking forward to doing a tone demo testing later on in the video for you guys on those. Alright, let's get out of the case here and do some lean backs and some spin for the light. Looks like a one-piece body on this. Real nice. I must say, on first impressions, I don't care too much for the shape of the pick guard. But for a company who was the original factory of where Gibson Les Paul started out, you know, they kind of they got to make some differences. They can't just produce the same guitar with the same parts, same looks, everything. So they've got to change stuff up. Yeah, not much of anything here. This looks like two little cards, QR code to scan, keys to the case, and the truss rod wrench. Looking at the Heritage website, specs on the Dirty Lemon Burst are a nitro finish, rosewood fretboard, 12-inch radius, medium jumbo frets. The nut is bone. Neck profile, standard C-shape. Scale length, the traditional Les Paul 24 3/4. Seymour Duncan 59 pickups at the neck and the bridge. Custom CTS potentiometers with Vichet .022 UF capacitors, Switchcraft toggle, and input jack. Grover tuners. Ships in a premium hard case for $25.99. Color options: ebony, original sunburst, and vintage cherry sunburst. On the workbench, let's get a close look here with my overhead lights. And man, the depth on this top, it really looks good. I couldn't have asked for a better top, I don't think. This is up there with probably the top 5 flame tops that I have, for sure. Yeah. Tailpiece and bridge kind of look familiar. I'm anxious to get those off and see if there's any markings on the bottom. And on first looks, the fingerboard rosewood looks really good. Does not look dried out or dirty like what pretty much all Gibsons come from the factory looking like. Alright, let's get these strings removed here so we can take a closer look at the electronics and hardware. Alright, so the tailpiece, this is kind of, it doesn't want to come off. That's kind of strange. So the right side of the tailpiece, the stud, it's not budging any. Oh, there we go. Got it broke loose there. Man, that was really torqued on there. I can't say that I have ever encountered this on any guitar before. And I think I kind of see what's going on here. You guys look at the anchor posts and these the threaded studs in here they're not straight up and down. This baby, especially the right one, it is really kind of leaning inward, and I can definitely see how that would put a pretty good torque on the tailpiece itself to where it was so snug. I can't believe this left the factory this way. I'm really shocked at this. You know, and Heritage, the owners, have made public announcements and on videos bragging about how they put their guitars up against anyone else's as far as fit, finish, and quality. Anyone's in the world.
Because I feel that we build the best quality guitar in the world. Put it up against anybody's quality.
We will match our quality against anybody in the world.
And from what I'm seeing in this guitar, and again, I can only speak from this example here, they are nowhere near the quality with these issues that we're having right off. So I emailed Heritage Guitar's customer service department and included photos of the findings on the guitar. And it only took them a few hours to actually respond to my email, which was really impressive, and included photos of the finding to where you can see where the nickel finish on the tailpiece is actually cut through from the anchor bolts on the guitar being torqued so tightly. So Mike from Heritage Customer Service reached back out to me to let me know that he has forwarded my message with photos onto the management team, and they will discuss and get back with me as soon as possible. The next email asked for me to return ship the guitar back to Heritage so they can inspect and correct any repairs that are needed to be done to the guitar. And of course, they did provide me a return shipping label prepaid, so I didn't have to mess with that on my end. And apologizing for any inconvenience that this may have caused me. And much to my surprise, they actually offered to take back the guitar entirely and offer me another one of my choosing of the same model and color. All in all, once they received my guitar back, it only took them a matter of 3 or 4 days to correct these issues and repairs. Let's get a little closer look at these pickups here. Pull these plastic sticks off the covers. Switchcraft toggle switch, it's actually a little bit loose, so I'm going to have to tighten that. We'll do that a little bit later. Now, looking across this rosewood board, I'm really impressed by this. This is a nice, smooth, really dark cut of rosewood. The board and frets all up and down appear to be really clean. Does not need condition at this time. And this fret number 3, this first trapezoid inlay, it actually appears to be kind of crooked in there. I'm not sure how you would have that with the current technology in CNC routers, but that's interesting. Let's check underneath the truss rod cover. It should resemble what you would see on a Gibson. It does. A little more buffing compound in here. I may clean that off a little bit later, may not. No big deal, honestly. Now, I've noticed looking at the fret ends, these are filed down really well. There is basically no fret ends as far as the frets go at all on this guitar. They are filed up the edges pretty good, and I must say it's a really comfortable feel also. And to the point, this guitar does have the fret end nibs, just like Gibsons do. The ends of the frets are so rounded off, actually hardly any of a fret end nib. The specs information says that it is a bone nut. And looking over here underneath the pick guard, we have a nice ding cutting right through the lacquer finish, and this is a nitro finish. On the body top of the guitar where the pick guard screw is underneath. Alright, on to the jack plate. Looks pretty much just like the Gibson, and as we, this is actually installed on the guitar wrong. It should be turned the opposite direction from the way it's facing now, and I'm going to show you guys here in a minute. And that's why you have this hump in the middle that's raised off the body. And so we're going to go ahead, just for the sake of this video, I'm going to correct that just to show you guys. Alright, so got the nut loosened up and just kind of turn it around. I'm going to hold the jack underneath just to keep it in the same spot. Go ahead and tighten this nut back. Alright, so with the screws back in, there, you guys see that? There is no hump in the middle of the jack plate now. It is flush with the body because the curvature of the jack plate now runs up the side of the guitar as it should have been originally. So these Seymour Duncan pickups, let's get these pickup ring screws out of the way and take a look underneath just to confirm that they are the 59 Seymour Duncan pickups, and take a look at these cavity routes. Whew, man, Gibson USA, eat your heart out. This baby has a long neck tenon and looks really good too. These routes are just almost impeccable. With regards to just a little bit of buffing compound on the sides there. But man, this is really nice. That's a good spec to have. And this is not a custom shop level guitar either. I love how you can see the curly maple top flames. You can see just how deep that figuring is in the wood. It looks like it goes through the entire depth of that maple cap. And yes, SH1N Seymour Duncan 59 pickup. Can't wait to hear how these babies sound here in a little bit. All right, let's move on to the bridge pickup. And again, these are really nice, just about flawless cavity routes here. And you know, that's not something that you see a lot of time and consistency that's put in with other guitar manufacturers. And again, doesn't matter that much because you're not going to see it anyway. But when they can put the time and effort into making sure that the parts of the guitar that are never seen are flawless like that, you know, that speaks high volume for the guitar maker. This is a pretty nice one-piece mahogany back. Let's move on to the first back cavity plate. Take this off here. That's pretty big for the okay, I see what they're doing. So it's basically pretty much the same route as what you get on a Gibson Les Paul. They just kind of carved out the cavity plate area larger just so they can be different from Gibson. Alright, and this is one of my favorite spots on guitar to check out is the potentiometers and caps. Really nice looking hand-wired stuff in here. We've got CTS, 500K, looks like Vichet capacitors in here. A little bitty chip off of some wire. That went into the pot. I'll have to shake it out later. Now back to the cavity back plate. I am curious to see if an actual Gibson cavity plate will fit on here, because this looks to be about the same. And I have a Gibson plate here, and what do you know, looks like it lines up perfectly. So the back cavity routes for the pots is the exact routing, and cavity plate is what you find on a Gibson. Alright, so all in all, this guitar weighs in at 9 pounds 9 pounds 7, 6/8. Update. So I have my guitar back from the Heritage Factory, and I gotta say they did a fantastic job making the repairs to the tailpiece, threaded bolts, and the anchor posts. It is absolutely perfect and straight. They went ahead and replaced the threaded tailpiece bolts as well as tailpiece itself, and now it is absolutely in brand new, perfect condition with no concerns or issues at all. And I'd just like to point out that no matter what guitar manufacturer that you purchase a new guitar from, no one has 100% perfect quality control. So even the best guitar makers out there, eventually you're going to find one every once in a while that may have some minor issues. And the best thing to do is to always reach out to your guitar manufacturer service rep and address those so that they can give them an opportunity to correct that for you. And that's exactly what Heritage did. So this is my first purchase from Heritage that I have ever made, and I must say that I don't regret it. This is a amazing guitar put together really well with the highest quality materials that you can possibly find and source. And if you have not tried a Heritage H-150 before, if you're into Les Pauls, if you've kind of been on the fence, I would say go ahead and check them out, because this is a really premium product here. And finally, let's check out some tone demos. I know you guys have been waiting on that.